So, welcome all of you for today's Prerna Festival here. And the topic is Focus, the key to success. So, before I begin the class, I would start with a small experiment. I was a physics student, so I have been with experiments throughout my life. And we'll do an experiment now. This is an experiment which will teach some lesson about our life. Okay, just imagine that I am holding a 1,000 rupee note. I don't have one, but just imagine it is there. And if I tell you that today Hare Krishna devotees have become very generous, along with prasadam plate we are distributing 1,000 rupee note also. But only if you raise your hands. How many of you want it? Sharma Madhava. So everyone would like to have it, am I right? 1,000 rupee note is valuable, is it not? Or not so valuable now? Anything free is valuable, am I right? So 1,000 rupee note is valuable now. Okay, what if you go on the prasadam counter and you are taking prasad and then someone tells you, चाहिए क्या? How many of you still want it? Come on, ऐसा? What if someone throws it down on the 7 km Munshi Marg street, जहाँ जूते पहन के आप घूमते, वहाँ से उठा के किसने से पूछा, लेंगे क्या आप? What if you see someone stepping his foot on it? You see all the cars are running and some car has gone on it. Someone is stepping his feet and उसमें पूरा निशान विशान है और बाद में बोला कि आपको चाहिए क्या और? Well, you think about it, what is the lesson we can learn about our life? I will chant some invocation prayers, will come back to you. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So any ideas what we learned from this experiment of 1,000 rupee note? Any guesses? One or two, not much. Yes? Even if it is crushed, its value is not diminished. Am I right? Yes. Any other same answer or a different answer? Don't ask me the question that when are you distributing it? Yes. At least the bank will accept it. Much advanced answer. So both of them, and I can say that everyone is smiling at the answers. That means you are voicing your opinion same as them. That the value of the note has not changed. So if you focus on the dasha of the note, then you may not take the note. But if you focus on the value of the note, you may take the note. It all depends on where you focus. You focus on the right thing, you get the right result. So today's presentation is focus. And so much is there to speak on the word focus. Is it not? So much. There's a definition of focus here. First, let us both, as a speaker and the audience, decide on some pre-conditions before we venture on this topic of focus. As a speaker, I promise you that I will focus on the presentation. I will not go here and there. I will focus on all the points. And as an audience, you also have a term and condition with me that you will focus, which is also important. Am I right? Because while sitting here, we have our mobiles here. So kindly put them on silent mode, not even vibration mode, silent mode. If there is something very important in your life which is going to come while this 1 hour seminar is going to be there, then you can keep on vibration mode. Otherwise, keep on silent mode. The world will still keep running with your mobile in silent mode. So the Macmillan definition of focus is to concentrate on something and pay particular attention to. The different synonyms of focus is focus attention on something, focus your mind on something, focus solely, entirely, particularly, exclusively on, or focus efforts, energy on something. So this is about focus. Why should you focus? Focus, otherwise you will find life becomes a blur. Like for example, if you have a camera, and if you don't focus, what will come? The picture will come blur. Similarly, life is also like a camera. You have to focus properly and then shoot, then capture it. And the moment is very live. So my main focus is to remain focused, at least in this seminar. So today, in this discussion of focus, we will speak on these 3 particular points. What is distracting us from our focus? Second, how to avoid distraction and get back to focus. And third is focus on your ideals or our ideals, which is the real key to success. So 3 things. We will speak on distraction first, because opposite of focus is what? Distraction. And distraction is something very strange, but am I right? We don't know about it. We have never heard about distraction, never experienced distractions. Today's presentation, 75% will be on distraction and 25% will be on what is focus. Because if you avoid distractions, automatic focus will come. So what is distraction? Distracting us from our focus, how to avoid distraction and focusing on our ideals. That is the goal for today, the focus for today. If someone asks you this question, how are you? You may say, fine. But if you really think about it, within you there will be answers which are hidden there. Useless, broken, never good enough, rejected, defeated. We don't notice it. So many times we are asked this question, how are you? We say fine, but if we actually ponder, we are not actually so fine. So if someone asks this question, how are you? Are you focused in your life? You may say yes. But you think about it, well, I think so, I should be more focused. I think so that I am not so focused. I think so, I don't know what is focused. So such questions may come if we ponder deep within our hearts. So before we venture on the definition of focus and distraction, let us take a perfect example of focus. Yes, today I will take you 5,000 years back to an age where there were less distraction and more focused people. We are entering into the epic called as Mahabharata, to a great personality whose name was Arjuna. You must have heard this story, Arjuna and bird. But with respect to focus, this story is very charming. So Arjun, who was one of the Pandavas, the 5 Pandavas and the 100 Kauravas, they were all together in one Gurukul, studying under sage Dronacharya. Dronacharya was an expert martial arts guru. One day he called all the 5 Pandavas and all the 100 Kauravas. He had a competition for them. There was a bird which was kept on a tree, hanging on a tree. And Dronacharya called Yudhishthir Maharaj and said, aim at this bird. So Yudhishthir Maharaj aimed at the bird. And Dronacharya asked the question to Yudhishthir Maharaj, what do you see? And Yudhishthir Maharaj said, I see the bird. Dronacharya asked the question, what else you see? And Yudhishthir Maharaj said, I see the tree also. Dronacharya said, step behind. So Yudhishthir Maharaj was confused. Anyways, next, Bhimsen, come ahead. Focus. So Bhimsen focused. My dear Bhimsen, what do you see? Gurudev, I can see the bird. What else you are seeing? Gurudev, I can see the tree. What else you can see? Gurudev, I can see fruits on the tree. So, okay, step behind. Duryodhan, come ahead. Okay. Aim. What do you see? Now, Duryodhan was a very diplomat person. You know Duryodhan. Doesn't require introduction. Duryodhan, what do you see? So he wanted to always win over Pandavas, prove that he is greater. One time he was asked along with Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir Maharaj asked that you go and find someone who is less qualified than you. And Duryodhan was thinking, what a easy thing is, less qualified. तो कोई मिल जाएगा मुझे. And Duryodhan, you go and find someone who was more qualified than you. Duryodhan came back and said, oh, I could not find anyone more qualified than me. And Yudhishthir had not, actually Duryodhan went in 5 minutes, came back, so I could not find anyone more qualified. Yudhishthir Maharaj did not come till evening. And everyone surprised, why has not come? After a long time he came searching frantically and said, I'm sorry, I could not find anyone who is less qualified than me. So this is Duryodhan and this is Yudhishthir. So Duryodhan has given a chance, aim, what do you see? Bird. What do you see more? Tree. And what do you see more? Gurudev, आपके चरण कमल. So Dronacharya said, Ati Bhakti Chorer Lakshan. Too much bhakti means a sign of thievery, something deceptive, Okay, step behind. Arjuna, come ahead. So Arjuna comes ahead and said, Arjuna, aim. What do you see? Gurudev, I see only bird's eye. What else you see? Nothing else, just bird's eye. And Dronacharya said, shoot. And Arjuna shot and it penetrated the bird's eyes. That's called focus. When you are focused, you don't see anything else even if it is there. You just focus on what's the goal and that's it. So now if I ask you, are you all focused? Compared to what Arjuna's example is, we'll think we have to be focused or we almost have reached focus or something like that. But to have a focus like what Arjuna had, that's real thing. So that's Arjuna's example of focus. Let's take more example of Arjuna's life. Why Arjuna was so focused? Because Arjuna had sacrificed his sleep, something very dear to him, for his focus, for learning his martial arts. Arjuna knew he had very less time, therefore he sacrificed his sleep. How he was inspired? He was inspired by his own brother Bhimsen. One day Arjuna was sleeping and he woke up because of some sound. And he was like very, very pitch dark. He could not see properly. Finally, he went and he caught someone. And he could understand that the fellow whom he had caught is very hefty fellow. He said, "Hey, Bhimsen, what are you doing?" So he came to know in the darkness that Bhimsen was eating food because he was very hungry. So Arjuna asked, "Bhimsen, you are so hungry that you are eating at night also." Bhimsen, क्या करेगा? भूख लगी है अभी. But Bhimsen, how can you eat at night? You know, so pitch dark, you are not able to see the food also. How are you able to put your hand exactly in the pot, come it out and eat? So Bhimsen said, "Experience." Then Arjuna, he got a eureka. If Bhimsen, he likes eating, he likes food, and he can practice that eating of food in the night time. I like archery. I study and learn archery throughout the day, but in the night time I sleep. I can also might as well practice in the night time. And from that day onwards, Arjuna, he sacrificed his sleep and he practiced archery. And because he sacrificed his sleep, he got this name as Gudakesh, one who has control of his sleep. Is sleep easy to control? Very easy, na? After you have slept. Not before sleeping. It is very difficult to control. Therefore, he could focus because he worked hard to get that focus. Take one more example. Arjuna's focus with the external distraction. Now, this famous story of winning over Draupadi as his wife. So, in that Swayamvar of Draupadi, it is mentioned there was a very difficult task nominated for anyone to go through. And the task was that there was a fish which was hanging on the top, and the fish was constantly revolving. And the task was, below that image of fish on the ground, there was a big pool of water which was constantly shaking. And in that pool of water, the reflection of the fish was seen. So the task was that any archer should come ahead, participant, and seeing the image, the reflection of the fish in the water, and the water is also turbulent. In that reflection, should sit down and keep his bow up and shoot his arrow and hit the eye of the fish. So everyone tried his best. Arjun last came forward. It is mentioned Drupada had arranged that whole thing just so that Arjuna wins. There was no one capable of doing that. So when Arjuna came forward, it is mentioned in some particular commentaries also that apart from being distracted by the turbulent water, there were people who were also throwing water on his face. So constantly people throwing water on his face, turbulent waters, and then he fixed his aim and he shot. And the arrow hit the fish eyes. Amazing. So this is called as focus when there is external distraction. So there is first is focus. Second is working hard for focus. And third is he has focused in spite of external distractions. Take another example of Arjuna's life. Arjuna and internal distraction. Here is that point in Arjuna's life where Krishna has ordered him, kill Karna. And Arjuna is saying, Krishna, how can I do it? He has no weapon in his hand. We cannot. This is not dharma. And Krishna says, do you know who am I? I am the one who gave dharma to all of you. You are asking this question. Where is the dharma when you are fighting adharmis? The whole battalion of Kauravas are emblem of adharma. What was the adharma? What kind of adharmic rules were followed of Duryodhana? You know, Duryodhana in the beginning of battle, they shake hands, toss hota na match ka. They shook hands. And Duryodhana told Yudhishthira Maharaj, if you have to win, you have to kill each and every 100 Kauravas. Then only you win. And if I have to win, if one of you get killed, then I win. This was how Duryodhana had kept the match. Match fixing. Original. Duryodhana. But still he lost. Apart from that, Krishna reminded Arjuna, if you have to remove a thorn from your leg. The unconventional method sometimes is to use a thorn and remove a thorn. So if the Kauravas had to vanish, each and every member of Kaurava army, in fact, Duryodhana said each and every Kaurava general has to die, not just 100 Kauravas, everyone. So everyone had to be killed. So Krishna reminded, you go ahead. People who are not following dharma should not get a chance to be killed in a dharmic way. They don't deserve. It's a great honor. That was the internal distraction and fight Arjuna went through, which Yudhishthir went through. Because at one point of there was general morality which has to be followed, another was Lord Krishna's own instructions. It is like a simple example I'll give. Let's say someone has stolen a vehicle, a gang of thieves, and they're speeding away. And a call comes to the traffic police that MH so and so is speeding away, please catch them. So the person who's driving the police vehicle, he's driving and he can see the vehicle is going ahead. And then he sees a mark in the road, 60 kilometers per hour. So immediately he puts a brake and puts 60 kilometers per hour. So the boss says, what are you doing? I mean, sir, we are supposed to be police. Tell others, catch people who are going beyond 60. How can we travel above 60? The boss will tell, Baba, this is not a normal situation. This is special circumstance. The thieves are driving at the speed of 100 kilometers. If you have to catch them, you have to break this own rule so that you can reach them and catch them and put in prison. And then the driver drives at 120 kilometers, catches, interrupts the vehicle and catches. Is it a common thing? Is it something wrong? The police has to make something change, sometimes break a rule temporarily to allow a higher rule to be followed. So that was the internal distraction that Arjuna had, which he overcome because he knew that what I have learned is rules, but that is a law, the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law is taught by Krishna. So these are the four intricate things which learn from Arjuna's life: the focus, the hard work involved in focus, the external distraction in keeping focus, and the internal distraction in keeping our focus. So, as we mentioned, for focus to happen, we need to overcome our distractions. What is this distraction all about? When we go on a journey of our life, there are so many distractions. Take a right, take a left, take a U-turn, go straight. Sometimes no signboards. Go your own way. So this is what is distracting us from our focus, how to avoid distraction. What is distraction? Definition of distraction is, a distraction is something that takes your attention away from what you are supposed to be doing. Something that makes it difficult to think or pay attention, that's called a distraction. A state in which you are very annoyed or upset, that's called distraction. Distraction is caused by three things. First is the lack of ability to pay attention. Second, the lack of interest in the object of attention. And third is the greater intensity of attractiveness of something else other than the object of attention. So this is called as distraction. I mean, we can very much relate to this three aspects. First is ability is not there. Second is, okay, I don't have interest in the object. Or maybe something better is there which is catching my attention. Therefore, I cannot focus here. That's distraction. For example, the University of London found that being always connected impacts your IQ equivalent to losing a night's sleep or taking up marijuana. That means if you are connected always connected, available, then that impact the IQ equivalent to losing one night's sleep. This is study, research. So attention is a limited resource, use it wisely. So every time you focus your attention, you use a measurable amount of glucose, you lose You use and other metabolic resources. Studies show that each task you do tends to make you less effective at the next task. That means something we are doing and suddenly there is a break. Then again to concentrate back, it's very difficult. Is it not? Is it easy? Very difficult to concentrate. First to actually concentrate is difficult. When there is a break, again to reconcentrate is difficult. A famous example. One time one boy came to me, he was crying actually. I said, what happened? The exams are very close. Prabhuji, so what happened? You're not studying? You don't have time to study? Sir, Prabhuji, I have time to study, but I am trying to study. What happened? Prabhuji, I am sitting on a table and with my book for hours together. Very good. You are studying? No, Prabhuji, my parents, they are thinking I am studying, but for last 2 hours I am on the same page. I am not moving ahead. So physically I am there, but mentally I am not there. Because the mind is distracted. The body is there, but mind is somewhere else. ऐसा होता है कभी कभी? हमेशा? अभी भी हो रहा है. Distraction can be frustrating as well as exhausting. Distractions are not just frustrating. By the time you get back to where you were, your ability to stay focused goes down even further as you have even less glucose available now. Less energy equals less capacity to understand, decide, recall, memorize and inhibit. The result could be mistakes on important tasks, or distraction can cause you to forget good ideas and lose valuable insights. So it can exhaust you also. What are types of distractions? External distraction and internal distractions. Distraction caused by external sources and distractions caused by internal sources. Within distraction, there are good distractions also and there is bad distraction also. Like for example, we ask, knife, is it good or bad? You may say, bad. No, good. It depends on how you use it. Knife in the hands of a doctor may give life. Knife in the hands of a hoodlum may take life. It's the same knife. So distraction is also a word which can be used properly and can be positive. And if used too much can be negative. Like for example, work, you're doing too much work, then you take a break, relax. That's a distraction from work. But the whole idea is you come back and you focus more on the work. You are studying hard for a long time. Then you take a break, hear some music. Again come back and study harder. That's called a positive distraction. Take a break and you can start again. Positive distractions are valuable as method for recharging your mind and emotions. They can break you out of negative thought patterns, emotional downtimes, and have a recharging effect, giving you more energy to keep moving forward. What are negative distractions? Negative distractions are anything that pulls your attention away from what you are trying to focus on. Now, this is the greatness. The negative distraction is so powerful. Most people will incorrectly classify a negative distraction as a positive distraction because they are kidding themselves into believing that they are in control of situation. We'll take this point later. Now we'll focus on negative distraction, the first part. The negative distractions can be further divided into 3 types. First is called as negative distraction due to environment. Like for example, if you want to study, which is the best place to study? चौपाटी बीच. अच्छा है ना, हवा आ रहा है, पानी भी है, समुंदर है, पानी है, हवा है. Is it a good place? Library is a better place. You're choosing an environment. So therefore, negative distraction means environmental distractions. Now, let's say, for example, if you're sitting like this and there are so many distractions are there. Watch me, it's playtime, like that. So environmental distractions are anything in your immediate area that cause a distraction. Environmental distractions are typically the easiest to address by simply changing your environment. If there are things distracting you in the environment, move somewhere that is more conducive to focus or take steps to eliminate the environmental issues. The distractions are not addictive. This kind of distraction is not addictive or sought after. They tend to be more of an annoyance. Common examples of environmental distractions. You are sitting someplace concentrating and people are talking next to you. They are distracting you. Or a television is running. You are studying and someone on the television. Can you study? Very difficult. Why? Especially if cricket match is going on. Can you study? We all remember, sometimes happens, exam time only some good cricket matches, they always come that time. And you're sitting trying to concentrate. Exactly where? Near the window. Window is open. Your TV is closed, but neighbor's TV is on. And the neighbor's TV is on, what happens? There is TV sound and there is also the audience, the spectators who are watching, their sound. That sound is more disturbing than actual TV sound. What will happen? As soon as you make a wow, I am not going to watch this cricket match today because so many cricket matches come and go. क्या हो गया? कुछ हुआ क्या? मुझे कुछ बोला नहीं, फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. But tomorrow is my exam. And you decide like that and you study. And suddenly you hear some sound. Then what happens? If it is India playing, that sound is good. If you hear no sound, that is also disturbance. आवाज ही नहीं आ रहा कुछ. Like for example, last time there was this World Cup, which was being played, and I don't know much. I was just traveling here and there were preaching programs, but every time there was India match, there was a lot of sound, so I would understand India jeet rahi hai. But on the semi-final day, there was no sound. I was thinking, why there is no sound? Why सब lock करके बैठे हैं कि आवाज ही नहीं आ रहा है? But then I didn't have to be an astrologer to predict that. There was no sound, and finally there was no sound, and people were coming out. They were not talking to each other also, because everyone was in full distracted and sadness. Then I didn't even ask also. Didn't even see the newspaper. Newspaper will give details. How many runs, how many wickets, like that. But I knew India has lost. So sitting in a distracted environment like radio, television, you can never focus. Temperature, it's very hot, it's very cold, you cannot focus. The chair you're sitting in is not comfortable, you cannot focus. Uncomfortable clothing, traffic passing through areas, you cannot focus. So these are the environmental distractions. This distraction is little powerful. This is called as notifications. Notification distractions are anything that beeps, buzzes, vibrates, flashes, bounces, or otherwise try to actively draw your attention. The act of receiving and checking a notification feels good, seems harmless, and is very simple to do. The problem with notification distraction is how often they happen. That's important. One beep is okay. Multiple beeps, multiple buzzing, that may distract you too much. Is it not? That may be. Here is a list of things that fall under the category of notification distraction. This list is by no means exhaustive, just few of them. Email, instant messengers, text messages, phone calls, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. If your instant message open, Twitter open, Facebook open, mobile phone on, any other social client you may be working with number of notifications being pushed your way can easily take up more than your entire day just to keep up with. Is it not? It's a fact. This is called as notification distraction. See this slide. You are sitting with a book and you have a mobile. You are concentrating on the book and the mobile has beeped. You see the mobile. Then you keep the mobile down. The mobile again beeps. You lift the mobile. Then you see an interesting message. Without your knowledge, you have kept the book down. Without your knowledge, your face is turned away from the book. Without your knowledge, the book is closed and you are out. This is called as distraction of a notification. Is it, am I speaking something new, irrelevant? No. So for focus to understand, for us to understand focus, we need to first know about distraction. Now, okay, appreciate the following slides. I'll go through all the slides of what we go through as distraction because of notification, because of gadgets. We are not against gadgets. I am also using gadgets here. But what I am saying is the gadgets can be potentially useful also and can be potentially a distraction source also. This madam is asking, आज पहली बार तुम क्लास में बात कर रहे थे, हमेशा तुम नजरें झुकाकर मेरी बातें सुनते हो. मैडम जी आज नेट पैक खत्म हो गया था. If you see me online, please ask me to study. One is not enough. So this guy had 2 screens. Because for one screen was not enough for browsing. You need 2 screens. Okay, the top means of distraction and technology misuse in the classroom. Social media 59%, search 25%, texting 60%, games 45%. Social media. Some researchers have correlated heavy internet use with greater impulsivity, less patience, and weaker critical thinking skills. This is from Cornell University. Students who are heavy social media users tend to have lower grades. This is coming from, not from Hare Krishna, from universities. Okay, now the best part is here. You ask a student, this is a survey of the students who are getting distracted. You ask them, how much of a distraction is caused by your use of digital device during class for non-class activities? No distraction, 37%. A little distraction, 45%. More than little distraction, only 12%. Big distraction? No. Very big distraction? 1%. None of the students admit that they are distracted. That is the best part. If someone feels they are distracted, then you will stop distraction. But none of them they feel. Why? Because the distraction is so engaging. Distraction is fruitful engagement, but only thing out of focus. Like for example, if you are studying, focus should be study. But then we go on an email and we answer an email which is important, but not urgent now. But we answered it. And from email there is a WhatsApp and we share the WhatsApp, a very social idea which has come on the WhatsApp. We want to forward to all the Indians, Indians share kijiye. Immediately share. It's important, as an Indian we have to share. But we can share later. So you go around and by the time you come back to your main study, you decide, "Arey, 1 ghanta ho gaya isme." But the problem is that distraction is so engaging, we don't find it as a distraction. Like for example, this lady girl here, she's in the classroom and she's talking on the phone. And madam asks, "What you are doing?" So she's saying on the phone, "Let me call you back, the teacher is distracting me." So she is not saying that, well, I am not supposed to speak in the class, but she thinks the teacher is distraction here for her. So none of the people who get distracted are actually there to say that I am getting distracted. Why? Because it is so engaging. Now, there is a spelling mistake here. Statistics. Now this distraction can also be sometimes fatal. This is about one city in America known as New Jersey. Distraction due to gadgets while driving a car. Texting while driving. 3,280 injuries per year. Only one city. Deaths per year. 410,000. 9 per day in one city. So therefore they say, park your phone, drive your car. Texting while driving involves all three types of distraction: visual, manual and cognitive. This is also another joke. 3 lanes. If you're walking, walk, running, run, and there's texting, slow walking. Na? You climb another road. Another one. In your mind, who is the boss? So you are saying your gadget, fetch my mails, navigate to John's house, show me the news, send this photo. Yes, master. But in reality, charge me, give me some Wi-Fi now, new email, read, answer this call, a restaurant check-in. Yes, master. So who is whose servant? No one knows. Who is fulfilling whose needs? Therefore they say these are weapons of mass distraction. Some familiar? Nuclear missile there. This is all from study, scientific study, research made on human beings today. What is the most maximum distraction today is the social media, the gadgets which we use. And that's taking a student's focus away. Selfie makes us senseless. He's taking selfie with his dead uncle. Instead of crying, he is taking photo also. Many people take selfie, and around the world, people have died taking selfie. Died taking selfies. Distraction while driving. So in one sense, it is called as cell phone. That's why they are called as cell phones, because we are all prisoners of the phones. Okay, in a year, the average person spends 98 days sleeping, 41 days on the internet, 50 days waiting, 7.5 days in the bathroom, 7 days, etc., etc. You can see how so much time is going. We don't have we hardly have any time to focus on what is the real goal of our life, what we are supposed to do. So we lose our time in that. And therefore, many times we are always dejected or not fully satisfied. Why? Not because we don't have enough time. Somehow that we do not know how to manage our time. In Bombay, or let's say all over the world, there is one disease, apart from all the big diseases which we have. Time disease. You ask anyone, everyone will say, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है कि नहीं? सब बोलेंगे टाइम नहीं मेरे पास. I went to one program in Nasik temple. It's called Nasik. So after I finished my program, one small kid came in front of me. 7-year-old boy. प्रभु जी आपको मैं देखा है. तो मैंने बोला कहाँ देखा है? आप बॉम्बे टेम्पल से ना, मुंबई टेम्पल से. यस मुंबई टेम्पल, राधा गोपीनाथ टेम्पल इस्कॉन चौपाटी से. फिर मैंने बोला आपने कैसे देखा है? प्रभु जी मैं भी मुंबई से हूँ. अच्छा, small, we are having conversation. Small boy, cute boy. So why are you in Nashik? I asked him. He said, प्रभु जी मेरी grandmother यहाँ रहती है, मैं वेकेशन पे आया हूँ यहाँ पर. फिर then I told him, but you have seen me, you are saying, but I have never seen you. I have been staying in this temple for last so many years, but I have never seen you in Chopadi temple. Then he became a little alert, Do you come to temple? I asked him regularly. Then he became very much serious. He said, प्रभु जी टाइम ही नहीं. And I started laughing like anything. 7-year-old boy saying मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. Then I understood, ये महाभयंकर रोग है वो. The biggest disease saying that I don't have time. It is not that I don't have time. It is not. It is that I don't have capacity to utilize my time properly. Capability is not there. We don't have time management. Why? Because all our time is snatched away by things which are not maybe important, but not now important, not now urgent. But we give it. So what we are left with is very less time for a very important task, very urgent task. Time snatchers. So therefore, first was तीन बंदर गांधी जी के. Now the new तीन बंदर यहाँ पर. Distracted by eye, distracted by ear, and distracted by tongue. So these are new distractions in this age of distraction. So we come on to the next distraction now, negative distraction. The first negative distraction was what? Environment, which we can change. The second negative distraction was notification, which is very difficult, not easy, many times addictive. The first distraction is not addictive, second is very addictive. The third is internal conflicts. There is so much of conflict going on in the mind which is distracting us. Internal distractions are the most important type of distraction to understand, as these are the internal conflicts that are preventing you from concentrating. An internal distraction is any negative or uncomfortable emotion, thought or feeling that triggers you to switch away from what you are working on and seek a distraction. So internal distraction is what? When your distraction was with a thought, you cannot focus. Externally everything is favorable. The environment is favorable, there is no notification, but the mind is distracted. The mind cannot focus. And the mind cannot focus, you can do anything in the world, but you are not going to go ahead with your life. A thought. And the mind is very powerful. One thought is enough to distract you. I have seen many times people coming and telling me that they began the day very nicely, but while going, someone just spoke to them some words. Either the Kamali Bai or maybe the conductor, kuch to bol diya. Whole day was upset. Just by one talk, something entering into the ear. Distracted completely, the whole day is gone. होता है ऐसा कभी कभी? Someone just speaks something to you, or you got upset. You open your closet and you don't find your favorite shirt that day. Mother has not ironed them, and you have to wear the other shirt, and you are upset. You cannot focus in the classroom also, nor the tuitions also. And the end, you come back home and you are still angry on your mother for not giving the right shirt. One thought in the mind, and you could not concentrate the whole day, which you could easily concentrate. This is called the internal distractions. And internal distractions also various types. We will not go in detail, but I am saying that how I was surprised. I was preparing for this topic of focus, and I thought this world has so much of distraction. So before I should speak on focus, I need to reveal everyone that there are so many distractions around us. How we can focus, है ना? आपके आसपास सब्जी मंडी में सब्जी मिल रही है सस्ते में, लेकिन जेब में पैसा नहीं तो खरीदेंगे कैसे आप? So when you don't have proper enough tools to focus, when you are so distracted, how focus can happen? So before focus, we should know what are our distractions. And do not disturb. I am already disturbed. People in this age, current age, are so disturbed. Little trivials, there is fight. And the best example is when you travel in train. छोटी बात पे इतना बड़ा झगड़ा होता है ना? And sometimes the fight is also such a small matter, The fourth seat, that also is not properly given space, और या फिर किसी ने पैर रख दिया, थोड़ा धक्का लग गया, and then the whole emotions get erupted. People don't care for whether it's fatherly figure or I thought maybe this is like, maybe only in gents compartment. Everywhere. In fact, one time one student in Divya Patil College showed me a viral video which went out. Neighboring there was a college, and there was a fight going on between girl students, and the way they were fighting. When I saw that, I was thinking कि सच में ऐसा हो रहा है? बाल नोच रहे थे, खींच रहे थे ऐसा. Surprise! Everyone is literally facing so much of internal conflict. A little touch, and on the wrong side, it just erupts. It's called as internal conflicts, internal disturbance. So therefore, the most important thing is to tolerate. Tolerance has to be developed. इंसान को बादाम खाने से नहीं, जिंदगी में ठोकर खाने से अकल आती है. The word tolerance is very important. In fact, मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय सित उष्ण सुख दुःखदा agama painontyastam titikshvashva bharata. This was the golden message given by Krishna to Arjuna just in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. He began with the golden message. Tolerate. So there was a great seeker of truth. He came, traveled all over Europe, all over Middle East. He studied all scriptures, all great epics. He came to India, studied Indian scriptures. He came to Bhagavad Gita. He read this verse and he said, this is the best book. Someone asked him, why? Why Gita is the best book? He said, because every book promised that you do this, you will be happy. You will be better. There was a promise, आगे अच्छा होगा, ऐसा कुछ करो. But Gita said, होगा अच्छा, नहीं होगा अच्छा, tolerate करो. Because that is not in your hands, Gita says. The example Krishna gave to Arjuna is summer and winter season. Okay, in summer there is so much of heat. But what do? Do we have any choice? You may think I will go for vacation in Shimla, Darjeeling. That's okay. How long? 1 week. But 3 months of summer vacation is there. Come back again, you have to work. You have to go outside in local train. The housewife has to work in the kitchen. Winter is so cold. In winter, you cannot get out of the bed. Very difficult in the morning. But you have to go to office, college. The college will not change timing. Winter hai, baad mein aao. Same timing you have to go in. So what we do is tolerate. And we continue our duty. That's what Gita teaches. To develop tolerance level. So therefore the internal conflict can be resolved if our tolerance level is developed. So now discuss on focusing on in the age of distraction. So much of distraction, internal, external conflicts, notifications. How are we going to focus when the whole age is distracted? Yes. Is it possible? Yes. We'll go to different levels of focus. First is, focus also means follow one course until successful. This is one level of focus. And second level of focus is finding original, creative, unique solutions. So in focus also has different degrees. First of all, we should know focus is not easy. Because to focus, we'll have to starve our distractions at times when we need to focus and feed our focus. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old but on building the new. Why should you focus unless you have a reason to focus? I met one very, very influential businessman who made it very big in his life. He came from very, very poor background. So I asked him how he became successful in your life. He said that he was an average student in his college and he would spend most of his time with his friends in just discussing useless things on politics, cricket. Now didn't have much time studying. His grades were also very poor. But he had very good friends who were rich. So he would get all the facilities from them on timely cigarette or a timely wine. Everything was there because friends, good company. So one day he was with his friends, one of his friends, and then he just asked, suddenly something came, he said, "Are tu aage jaake, what are you going to do ahead? Aage jaake karne wala kya tu?" So this friend was from a rich man's house. He said, आगे जाके कुछ इंजीनियरिंग कर लेंगे थोड़ा, और इंजीनियरिंग नहीं हुआ तो फिर ग्रेजुएशन कर लेंगे कुछ, और ग्रेजुएशन के बाद थोड़ा जॉब कर लेंगे, और कुछ नहीं हुआ तो मेरे पिताजी का बिजनेस है ना, ज्वाइन कर लूँगा मैं. So this boy then started thinking, if I also follow this course, इंजीनियरिंग कर लेंगे नहीं हुआ तो ग्रेजुएशन कर लेंगे नहीं तो जॉब कर लेंगे नहीं तो पता नहीं थॉट अरे मेरे पिताजी का तो बिजनेस है ही नहीं कुछ, इसके पिताजी का बिजनेस है, मेरे पिताजी का कुछ बिजनेस नहीं है, व्हाट आई एम रिलाइंग ऑन. That day was like a great bulb, which was like big bulb igniting in his head. He went back home, and for 2 days he was constantly thinking, what I am doing in my life. His mother was asking, what happened to you? Why you are not going out anywhere? He said, no, I am okay, I am doing good, I am just thinking. And then he came with an idea that actually I am not going in good direction. I need to focus because I don't have anything to rely on in the future. There is no one to support me. Then that inner zeal came in his life that he has to have some burning desire to work on. And when he ventured on that activity, it went on so well that finally he became a very successful businessman in his life. It all happened because he decided to one day focus on what is the goal of his life. So I was thinking, the most important thing for one to focus is the need for a burning desire. Now I'll tell you an example, a nice story which you must have heard so many times, but relevant again for this particular point. Need for a burning desire. One time, one student wanted to learn philosophy or theology. He wanted to come, and so he went and met Socrates. And he asked Socrates, who was a well-known philosopher, that I want to study under you. Socrates said, well, come with me. So he was thinking that maybe he'll give me admission, give me some receipts and all, whatever, ask for some money. Socrates took this student close to a lake. He entered into the lake. Student said, अरे sir, lake में जा रहे, तालाब में जा रहे, मैं भी जाऊँ क्या? Sir ने बोला, follow me. So he also followed him. So he was going inside and he was also going inside. But this fellow did not know swimming. So he was afraid. He stood there. And Socrates said, follow me. You want to take admission? Yes, follow me. He was thinking, admission का procedure बहुत भयंकर है. So he went inside more ahead, and then finally, when they were chest deep, then Socrates turned back, caught hold of his hair, and he pushed him down in the water, dunked him inside. And just imagine, he was thinking, if I had known the admission procedure, I would have never come here. Then finally he was like gasping for breath. Put him. And then Socrates again put him back, and again removed him. 3 times. Anything auspicious has to put him 3 times, 3 times he did like that. And finally asked him, so my dear friend, my dear student, what was your thought when you were underwater? What you were thinking? You were thinking about me, thinking about your home, thinking about anything else? He said, I was thinking about air, breathing air. And now what you are thinking? Are you thinking about air when you are outside? No, I am not thinking about air. So then he said, go home. When you think about education under me, like you thought about that air in the water, only air, nothing else, then come to me. Don't come with multitasking things with me. You will never get focused. So Socrates taught him a lesson that unless you have burning desire to do something in your life, you will never achieve your goals. I remember when we were small kids, many times as kids would discuss or someone would ask, क्या बनेंगे आगे चल के? So some kid would say, डॉक्टर बनूंगा, someone say मुझे इंजीनियर बनना है, याद है आपको? And sometimes lawyer बनूंगा. Sometimes small kids do not know what to say. Small kids are very fascinated by conductors, मैं conductor बनूंगा, driver बनूंगा, conductor बनूंगा. Now we said so many things like that when we were small kids. Now tell me, if you remember such kind of experience in your life, how many of those friends of yours who said that I want to become doctor actually became doctors? Actually became engineers? Very less. Why? Because it was just a thought to become a doctor. It was not a burning desire. So for us to focus, we need to have a burning desire first. Unless that burning desire comes, we can never focus. And second is, just burning desire is useless unless we work hard. You just desire burning, you'll burn yourself. You need to do also hard work. Because no pain, no gain. Is it not? No pain, no gain. So, there is saying that even a lion has to work hard. Lion is king of jungle. Is it not? But he has to work hard. He has to run around and find his prey. It is not like lion is sitting, opening his mouth. Ajao. Or Srila Prabhupada once gave this example. The lion thinks that I will open my mouth and deer come and enter inside my mouth. Prabhupada said, deer will come and pass urine in his mouth and go away. The lion also has to work hard. In fact, lion has to work more harder, because it is mentioned as soon as the lion goes on the move, looking for a prey, the entire forest comes to know the lion is coming, because there are some particular birds who start making shrilling sounds, and everywhere someone comes to इसके आसपास यहाँ lion आ रहा है, भागो इधर से. So lion is very tough. It's not like every day he goes for a move and he gets something. Sometimes he has to starve also. After a long time he get a prey and then he eats nicely for like after so much only long time. But he has to work hard. So therefore, for us to focus, first we have to have burning desire, and second is we have to work hard. So this is a very important aspect in remaining focused in our life. So every problem has two solutions: bhag lo or bhag lo. Okay. So either we run away or we participate. Instead of obsessing over the things you can't change, focus on what you can change. And what is that? We can't change the world. We think the world has to change and everything will happen to us. No. We have to change our attitude, our mindset, our energy. And we can enough change our focus. Life is like a camera. Focus on what's important and you will capture it perfectly. Happy people focus on what they have. Unhappy people focus on what's missing. Okay. One time I was in one institute. I give regular programs in that institute every week. The day when I went to that weekly time when we had, that particular day the results came out. So all the students who are going to come for the program, they were coming one by one. They were not coming together because one by one there was such a itna bada bheed tha udhar notice board par. So ek dekh ke aaya. So first person came, he was very sad. तो मुझे मालूम पड़ गया कुछ तो दुख का समाचार है, something sad. So I asked him, सब ठीक है, everything okay? He said, प्रभु जी 3 में केटी लगी बोला. Then I bought him and said, then I gave him little pep talk, don't worry. Don't think that this is all in life. Next time you work hard. Then I gave him examples. I know so many people, who did not get good marks, but when they came out, they got immediately good jobs. And finally they were earning more than their toppers also. I said, मुझे pep talk देना पड़ा उनको. Finally he was little smile, Prabhuji, thank you. The next student came. He was more sadder than the first one. तो मुझे लगा शायद ज़्यादा होगा केटी. तो I asked, क्या हो गया? What happened? कितना? 4, 5. No, प्रभु जी. What happened? नहीं, केटी लगा नहीं. No केटीज. No, I passed. अच्छा, how much percentage? 70%. 70%. Why are you sad? I am not sad. Face is the index of mind. Is it? I look sadder. Yes. In fact, you look sadder than this guy who got 3 KTs. So I asked him, why? What happened? Then he said, Sir, आपने मन की बात देख ली तो बोलना ही पड़ेगा. Sir, I got 70%, but my friend got 75%. And the first person who got sick, it is Prabhu ji, क्या हो गया इसको? He looks more sadder than me. I mean, he got 70%. Why? What was the reason? Why he was more sad than the first person? Same thing. Focus on what he was not having. Or more relevant, focus on what others were having. We always focus on what others have more than us, not on what we have. And that is the biggest problem. And therefore our focus is always disturbed. Like I will tell you a very, very funny story about myself. One time there was, I met one of my friend. I came in Krishna consciousness, came in touch with this movement when I was a college student. So I, that time, tried preaching to many of my friends to become devotees. One of them was a little favorable. But in due course of time, we passed out, and as we have friends, friends keep changing. So he was also lost to me. After some time, many years later, finally we came again in touch with each other. And he was very happy. He was surprised that I am in Hare Krishna. And he had become a successful businessman. So while talking to him, I asked him how things are, because I had gone to his house also. It was a very rich man's son. So I said, how are you? How is your father? And there was a lull. So I thought I asked a very difficult question, very sad question. He lost his father just few days back. So then I said, I'm very sorry, I did not know that. No problem. But then he again started conversation and said, you are very nice, you are in Hare Krishna. Well, I want to do something good for my father. He has departed. So 13th day is coming. So I want to invite my friends and relatives for bhojan. So can you also come? So I could not refuse. But I also knew that I am Hare Krishna. I am supposed to follow a particular regime of diet. But he also knew because he had come to temple before. He said, Prabhuji, I know you, he said, I know what you eat, so you tell me what can I do. So I said, well, if you want help, I'll tell you. He said, why don't you send some cook who's from Hare Krishna, he'll cook for everyone. I said, well, that's good. So I sent one cook from some base to that house for cooking. So then he had told me that Prabhuji aapko aana hai. Now I very much remember the old days in my college when I went to his house once, and his father and him had fed me so much. Huge prasad, huge food. So now when I was going, see how the mind functions. I was thinking, say, I have to go and I have to make him happy. The only way I can make him happy is if I eat nicely. Because that is the reason I am called 13 day, khane ke liye. So my mind was thinking, if I have to make him happy, I have to eat nicely. If I have to eat nicely, I should be really hungry. If I were to really hungry, then I decided to skip the breakfast. So that day I skipped my breakfast because I had to please my friend, am I right? So in the afternoon I reached his house. I was surprised. 50 people he had called. Then I was thinking, my God, itne log aaye, milega khane ko pata nahi. All in the mind, all in the mind. And I am smiling, talking to my friend. So he took me around his house. Then finally I met the cook. So in a indirect way, I asked, so कैसा चल रहा है, क्या बना है, तो कितने लोग के लिए बना है, सब पूछ लिया मैंने information. So I became more relaxed, because I knew that 50 people have come, but he has made for 70 people. I said, wow. And then he came to know how many items. 13 items he had made that day. 13 items. Wow. And he even told me what are the items. Should I reveal? Prasadam time is coming, it will also help you. So there was nice pulao, and there was nice dahi vada, nice paneer tikka, and ice cream was there. Can you help me? Something dhokla, and what else? Kachori, aloo paratha. Let us take some Western item, pizza, etc., etc. And the 13th item he had told me was jalebi. And I really like jalebi. Please don't bring jalebi for me, but I'm just saying. I like jalebi. So for many days I had not taken jalebi. So it was one thing which I had missed in ISKCON for a long time. So I thought, agar khana hi अच्छे से है, so let us concentrate on that item which I have not taken. So then as tradition, he made us sit. It was not a buffet system, it was like making us sit. So we were sitting in 5 rows, 10 each. And then he told his servants, Chalo paroso sabko, mehmano ko. So I was sitting in second row. So the first item in the first row was jalebi. So I was very happy that abhi jalebi pehle aane wala hai, acha hai. Unfortunately, in my row, the first item was paneer tikka. So I was surprised. I said, okay, upar niche ho gaya. The third row, first item was jalebi. Fourth row, first item was jalebi. Fifth row, first item was jalebi. I think, yeah, so. First row, second item was paneer tikka. There is some serious mistake happening now. So one by one, Jai Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai, Shri Gopal ji ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. So one by one, all the items are coming. Paneer tikka, pulao, aloo paratha, samosa, kachori, dahi vada, pizza, ice cream. And I was thinking, aayega. Jarur aayega. It will come. We should never lose hope. And all the items came on a plate. Then I saw the servants had, because there are so many items, they served once. Ek khayega to pet bhar jayega. Then they were standing like that. Then I thought, they are not coming. Then I thought I should use some sign language to tell my friend what I want. So I showed him like this. So my friend called his servant and said, Prabhu ji ko jaake do. So he came with the bucket. I was excited. And then he showed the bucket, it was dahi vada. So I was a little nervous. Dahi vada. I could not tell servant also jalebi ki there because I had people around me, no. So I was little, okay, how can I say I am Hare Krishna? I should also have a good image in everyone's mind. Hare Krishna maang ke maang, jalebi maang rahe tha. So I was eating, but I was thinking jalebi aayega shayad. And finally, in traditional system, when everyone gets up, you also get up. Sabka ho gaya, sab ud gaye. And I was thinking, ye bahut galat ho gaya. This is very bad. Then I was in a raging fit. I thought I'll go and complain to my friend. What kind of servants you are, Yeah, they don't know how to serve guests properly. And I was marching to tell him. And suddenly this thought came. That in my plate, there were how many items? 12 items. 13th item was missing. Do you think regularly we eat 12 items? 1 or 2, 3, maximum 4. 12 items. And each item was wonderful. It's not like I hated them, I liked them. But my attention was on which item? 13th item. So I was thinking of jalebi will come, and I was eating dahi vada. I was eating pulao, thinking of jalebi. I was thinking of jalebi and eating aloo paratha. I ate all 12 items without much relish because my mind was on jalebi. Then I understood, is our life not like this? We have enough on our plate, but we focus on what is not in our plate. And when there is enough on our plate, we cannot relish because our mind is on the 13th item, the jalebi. This is called as focusing on what we have in our life and make use of it. And we don't make use of it, we are rather focusing on what we don't have. So therefore, one of the most important things to focus in life is not just the goal, but also what we are receiving, the God-given gifts, the talents which we have. In fact, if you ask, if everyone gets all his desires fulfilled, there will be unlimited desires to fulfill. And finally we start competing with Krishna. Because he is the one who has everything. We will compete with him then. Everyone here has innate God-given talents which he has to focus on and he has to explore. So happy people focus on what they have and unhappy people focus on what's missing. Don't ever compare yourself to others. Stay focused on your own journey and leave footprints behind. And finally, the most important thing is, there's a study which has proved how if you want to generate focus, there is a system called as meditation. Before this, we will take another point, and that point is focusing on what we have in terms of oneself. But when we see others, how we focus on others, because we are living in this world where we stay with others. So in terms of ourselves, we focus on what we have, what God has given us. But when we see others, what we should do. So there are different levels of focus or observation of focus on. So the first level of focus is, when you see a person, you may see his good and his bad. Okay. The first type of person is that who sees that only he sees bad in others. Just see bad in others. That is his focus. Second type of person is one who sees good and bad, but he focuses on bad. Third type of person is, he sees good and bad, but he sees equally good and bad. Someone says, ये अच्छा काम किया तो क्या, ये बुरा काम किया तो क्या, neutral. And the fourth level person is, he sees both good and bad, but chooses good. The fifth person is the excellent person, who sees only good and nothing else. So our focus when we deal with our life is, whatever we have, we focus on that. It's not like, it doesn't mean that we don't have to look for better opportunities. That is not a question. The question is, what we already have, we work on that. And we look at others, we always see good in others. So when we see a good in others, what happens? When we see positive in others, we become positive ourselves. Be positive, like that. So therefore, in this world where we are always thinking about I, the word I is figuring more in our life, we should start thinking about we. That's very important. Hare Krishna. So we can see that how when we come out of our own selfishness and we see around, then we can do so many things for people around. So only thing, we have to come out of our own zone. Every time we think about our own self, मुझे क्या मिलेगा? Everything, मुझे क्या मिलने वाला है? ये मुझे क्या देगा? Things, people, relationship, everything we seeking, what I will get. So when you come out of this small zone of I and come to the zone of we, then we can actually become a very contributing member in the society today. Anyways, meditation is the one thing which can help in focusing. It can purify our heart and help us focus. Radha Gopinath ki jai. So this is very important research which has come on focus. Scientists have proved that meditation enhances brain functions which are linked to attention. The Harvard School mentions meditation can even change the structure of our brain. The emotional regulators in brain improves by meditation, while the volume of amygdala in brain, which is responsible for fear, anxiety and stress, it reduces just by meditation. John Hopkins Institute, meditation reduces depression, anxiety and pain and increases focus. MIT, meditation decreases stress and improves concentration. Boston, long-term meditation can help in mind wandering reduction. So we can see, one thing is reduce distraction, but we also need some superior help in doing it. Is it not? And that superior help is help of divine. So therefore, along with all the don'ts, there is also a do. And that do is take help of divinity. That meditation will help. So this is the real phone. The first ever cordless phone was created by God. He named it prayer. It never loses its signal and you can never have to recharge it. Use it anywhere. One of my great leaders, ideals of focused is His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was asked that what was that thing which motivated you to do such an impossible task? And he said, Eke hai Kuru Nandana Bahushakahi Anantasya. This is a verse from Bhagavad Gita which Prabhupada had read when he was young. And there it mentions that one has to be one-pointed, determined in his efforts, and he should not be many-branched. His attention should not be multi, but should be one-pointed. And that kept Prabhupada going. And if you know the life history of Srila Prabhupada, it took 40 years of struggle, just struggle, nothing else. After 40 years of struggle, as a young man, finally became very old. And because he never gave up, then he got a launching pad. And then he went, with all the blessings of his Guru, he went to America. And what he did, no one has ever even thought of it. In next 12 years of his life, from the age of 69 till 81, he established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, made Krishna a household name in the Western world, Bhagavad Gita popular all over the world, temples all over the world. Why? Because he was focused on the goal of his life, which he received from his spiritual master. Therefore, as we end our seminar, the most important thing is keep away from distraction as much as possible. Be focused. Try to see what we have than what we don't have. And most important, see good in others and try to help others. And along with that, don't forget to take your mala out every day. Strengthen your mind by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So let us thank His Grace Baldev Prabhu by loudly chanting 3 times. It's a wonderful presentation Prabhuji did. I'm seeing him giving these seminars with lot of zeal and enthusiasm, and this was one of the brilliant seminar. So again, we have to really thank him by loudly chanting. And we wish we can have his more and more association in upcoming events. Again, now we'll be having now 2 videos. One video is for upcoming IYS Yatra. We are going for IYS Yatra to Ahobilam. And after that we have a nice video on VTA. What is VTA? Vaishnava Training